Hey guys, welcome to the Workout from Home series from Roan. My name is Dean Pohlman. I'm the founder of Manflow Yoga. I'm excited to be part of this series, and I'm looking forward to sharing this workout with you. So this workout is called the Yoga for Men series workout number 2. And I designed this series to show guys how they can practice yoga in a way that builds strength and flexibility, but is ideal for their body type. So you don't have to be flexible, you don't have to have any yoga experience to do this. Just listen to the cues, listen to the proper technique, and you should finish this feeling satisfied, feeling accomplished, and hopefully feeling a lot stronger and more flexible. So give this a shot, and I look forward to seeing you on future workouts. You can learn more about my programs and workouts at manflowyoga.com. Enjoy. Hey guys, are you looking for a yoga workout that's specifically made for men? If so, check out this routine. We're going to be going through a full body workout focused on strength, mobility, and balance, and I'm going to be presenting modifications for those of you who aren't as flexible as a yoga instructor. So check this out. Hey guys, my name is Dean. Welcome to Manflow Yoga. You're about to go through a yoga workout specifically designed for men. What does that mean? So we're going to be showing you modifications since you're not as flexible as a woman, or most of you guys are not going to be as flexible as a female yoga instructor. We're going to be focusing on not just flexibility and stretching, but also on strengthening your body. So this is a more strength-focused yoga routine. And we're going to be adding in some stuff here that you won't typically see in a normal yoga workout. So it is a blend of body weight and yoga fitness that makes what we do kind of unique. You're going to be using 2 blocks and a strap for this routine. If you don't have either of those materials, don't worry about it. You can use a stack of books. You can use 2 water bottles. If you don't have a strap, you can just use a dog leash or a belt. So really no excuse why you can't do this workout. Just find something laying around your house that you can use instead of blocks or straps. And I think that's it. Let's get into it. So we're going to start off with some balancing. If your balancing is kind of wonky, I'm going to have you either hold onto a piece of exercise equipment. If you have a balancing stick, you can use that, or you can simply put your hand against the wall. Start off by standing on your right foot, and you're going to bring your left leg just straight out in front of you. Just lift your left leg straight out in front of you while keeping your spine straight. Okay, so this is the first exercise. Now as you lift this leg out, you're going to feel the back of your right leg start to work harder. Make sure that you don't let the right knee bend. That's a big common error here. Keep your right leg straight. Focus on lifting with your hip. It's actually a pretty common error with men specifically because men don't have as much flexibility as women, and we tend to rely on our upper body more than using our lower body. So left leg is reaching out, standing nice and firm on the right leg. Stay nice and tall through the torso. Top of the head pressing up. And breathing. Always breathing in yoga. If you forget about the breathing and you remember it, that's a good thing. It means you're focusing on it. So always come back to the breath. And then go ahead and release your left leg and switch sides. So now standing on your left leg, you're going to bring your right leg straight out. Stay nice and tall. Push down hard through your left foot so your hips are level. You want to think kind of pushing the left hip down by hiking the right hip up. Stay nice and tall. I like to think pulling the ribs away from the hips or lifting your ribs away from your hips. That helps to engage your core. That helps to relieve pressure on your low back. Helps to make you stronger. Again, if you want to hold on to something to help you balance, go for it. And if you do happen to fall out of this pose, just plant the right foot and come back into it. About 10 more seconds here. Breathe in and out of your nose. Slow and controlled. Focusing on body awareness, that proper technique. And then release. All right, next balance. Stand on your right foot. You're going to bring your leg straight to the outside now. So a hip abduction. Strengthening your outer thigh, strengthening the glutes. Push down through your right leg. Top of the head presses up. Again, you can put your hand on the wall or hold on to something for assistance with balance. And focusing on body awareness. So noticing that your right thigh, your right glute, your right hip is all working. Noticing that as you squeeze the left leg out, you feel that burn in the outer thigh. Abs are tight to help you balance. Ankle might be constantly adjusting to help as well. This is all normal. If you're super wobbly while you're balancing, that's actually a good thing. It means your body is responding to it. So if you're wobbly, that's fine. Keep working. And again, if you fall out, just plant that left foot, come back into it. Last 5 seconds. And then release, switch sides, stand on your left foot, abduct your right leg, so bring it to the outside, squeezing your right hip out. Stay nice and tall here. Use your arms for balance support, however you'd like. And try to keep your ankle active here. So pushing down through your feet, squeezing your left thigh, squeezing the outer right thigh to bring that leg out, and staying nice and tall. Feel the muscles burn? That's a good thing. That means that you're getting stronger. Keep pushing through it. You've got 10 more seconds to go. As tall as you can, as active as you can be through your legs and your core. And then release. All right, one more balancing pose. You're going to stand on your right leg for this one. Use your wall if you need it. Bring your left leg behind you. Squeeze it straight back. So you're working on hip extension here. So we're working on the hamstrings and the glutes. So squeezing that leg back, it's actually not going to go straight back. It's going to go kind of up and over to the right a little bit. So just be aware of that. That's normal. And stay nice and tall. Try to keep your back neutral here, so don't let your back arch. Don't let your chest round forward. Stay nice and tall, focusing on isolating that left hip. So squeezing your butt back, squeezing your left hamstrings. I'm taking just 10 more seconds here. Again, you've got the balance support if you need it. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and release. Okay, one more rep. Other side, stand on your left foot. Squeeze your right leg straight back. Again, you want to squeeze your right glute here. So your foot is going to turn out a little bit as you engage your foot, as you engage your glute. That's normal. Try to keep your hips under your torso here, so don't let your butt poke out behind you. Don't round your chest forward. Keep your butt under your torso. Squeeze the entire back right thigh and the back of your right hip. So there are a few types of exercises where we focus on balance like this, right? We're actually standing and working on balance, and this is something that makes yoga unique. It's not to say that there are not other types of exercises that work on balance, but as far as standing in one position, not moving, focusing on balance, yoga is pretty unique in that regard. 5 more seconds to go. Keep squeezing your right hip. Keep pushing down through your left foot. Stay nice and tall through your head. 3, 2, 1, and release. All right, hips are nice and warm. Good job there. We're going to grab a strap. If you don't have that strap, grab a dog leash, grab a belt. And we're going to move to a standing side bend. So I want you to hold the strap at about shoulder width distant. This is a modification that's really nice for guys because we tend to be pretty tight through our shoulders because we tend to use our upper body more. If you have a block, this is just a little bit more, but I'm going to have you put that between your legs. And now we're going to have a little bit more core engagement. So a little more active through the core, less stress on the lower back. Hold the strap above your head, shoulder width distant. Pull the strap in opposite directions. Shoulders can come down. Chin is in toward the throat. Neck is relaxed. Deep breath in. Get tall. Lift. And as you exhale, lightly press your hips toward the left and reach your arms up and over toward the right. This is a standing side bend. You're going to feel stretching through the left side of your body. You'll feel your abs working. You're going to feel stretching through your shoulders. And your legs will be working as well. Continue to breathe normally, or if you breathe really quickly on a normal basis, then I want you to breathe slowly in and out of your nose. So keep your breathing relaxed, and that will allow you to control your body. Control your breath, control your body. As you inhale, you get taller. As you exhale, you can lean deeper into the stretch. But we want to maintain strength as we stretch. So stay strong in this position, keeping your shoulders working, keeping your abs working, and keeping your thighs engaged. One more breath. Bring it back to the middle, inhale. And then as you exhale, bring it to the other side. Hips can lean lightly toward the right, reaching up and over with your arms. So now you've got to stretch through the right side of the body. Still feeling your hips working, still feeling your core working. Top of the head is pressing up toward that strap or toward the ceiling, so staying as tall as you can. Might feel a little bit of tingling in the arms at this point, that's okay. See if you can relax your shoulders a little bit. As you exhale, I want you to try squeezing your arms back more, and this is going to help you strengthen your upper back while we're doing this standing side bend. Inhale to get taller. Exhale, squeeze the arms back and lean deeper into the stretch. One more big breath here. Bring it back to the middle. And here we're going to move to a standing side or a standing back bend. So I want you to push down through your feet here. Keep your butt under your torso, squeeze your core, lift your chest up, and think about bending from the mid back up. Okay, so I want you to only bend from your mid back up. The biggest error that I see here, people stick their butt out, they arch their back, and they do something like this. Okay, so I want you to keep your butt under your torso, keep your legs straight, squeeze your thighs, and think about aiming your sternum, your chest, straight up at the ceiling as you squeeze your arms back as far as possible. As you inhale, lift your chest toward the ceiling. As you exhale, squeeze your arms further back. Keep your chin in toward your throat and the top of the head pressed away from your shoulders. So we're also getting strong through your neck. Make sure that your head is lifted away from your shoulders and you're not allowing your head to just fall backwards. One more breath here, standing back bend. And then release. Take the strap down. Nice job. Keep that block between your thighs if you have it. We're going to move into a squat hold. So this is a nice counter for the back bend. We're bringing the spine to a neutral position so your back is straight, butt is poking out a little bit behind you. You want to make sure that you're not rounding your back. And the weight is in the hips here. So bringing your hips back, even if you have to kind of exaggerate this movement. If you want to bring your hips way back and you have to lean forward a little bit, that's okay. The more you kind of lift your chest up here while keeping your back flat, the more core work you're going to get, but you might not have that awareness yet. So focus on putting the weight into your hips, keeping your feet parallel, keeping your feet level with one another, and the arms can come out in front of you. So here we're building strength through your hips, working on glute activation, and this is really good for your knees and your back. The more we can strengthen the hips, the less pressure you're going to feel in the low back. And then here, moving into a forward fold. Go ahead and take the block out from between your thighs. Place it about 6 inches in front of your feet. Keep the knees bent. Bring your hands to the block. And then pull your chest forward to make your back as flat as you can. And then you can straighten your legs until you feel a stretch. You might not have to straighten your legs that much. You might even be keeping your legs significantly bent. Goal here is to stretch through your hamstrings. Feel that stretch the backs of the legs while keeping your back close to as flat as possible. Make sure that you're not making a C shape with your back and letting your mid-back poke up above your neck. Try to keep a relatively straight, neutral spine here. If you want to add a little bit of movement, it helps to straighten one leg and then straighten the other. Not necessarily straightening all the way, but just kind of pedaling back and forth to help open up through the backs of your thighs. All right, and then from here we're going to go back up to a standing position. I want you to drop your hips down, look forward, press down through your feet, squat, stand up all the way, lift your arms up, palms are overhead, touching together, look up, and then release your hands in front of your chest, back to standing, hands of prayer. and release your hands. Nice job. All right, from here we're going to move into a warrior one. So I want you to put a block at the top in the middle of your mat and place your right foot outside that block. Make sure it's facing straight forward. With your left foot, I want you to point it out at 45 degrees and start with your legs straight. This is how we start a warrior one. It's just basically a lunge with your back foot turned out. Try to keep your hips facing straight forward here. Keep your butt under your shoulders the entire time. And as you exhale, sink into the lunge, leading with your hips. So my hips are going to lead here. My left hip presses toward my right knee. Knee is going to be positioned directly over the ankle in my right foot. If you notice that your knee is going way past the ankle, then you can get a deeper stance, or you should make sure that your butt is actually under your torso. Common error here, people are going to let their butt poke out behind you, kind of and lead with the shoulders, and then lift the arms. So I want you leading with the hips here. So hips staying under the shoulders, and then arms coming up. If you have difficulty lifting your arms straight up overhead without arching your back, I'm going to have you bring your arms into goalpost arms. This is a modification that's a lot more guy-friendly, especially if you need to work on your shoulder mobility. So we're just hanging out here in this lunge. Make sure that with your back foot, you're pushing into the outer edge of your back foot, and the heel is pushing down. You actually want to have a bit of a shadow between the arch of your foot and the ground. Hips are facing as forward as we can, but that back hip is going to be facing slightly out. That's okay. Don't worry about that. So we're feeling stretching through the inner left thigh, through your groin. We're also going to feel some stretching through the shoulders, and we're feeling our hips and our glutes working here. Go ahead and release your hands down to the block. Grab another block. Place that outside your right foot. Pull your chest forward and up, and then straighten your right leg until you feel a stretch to the back of your right thigh. I want you to keep your back flat here. Okay, so we talk about this a lot, but the reason why keeping your back flat is so important is because that's a major source of back pain, is that we round our back too much. When you're sitting at your desk, when you're sitting in the car, you're rounding your back. So when you practice yoga, or when you're exercising, I want you to work on keeping your back flat, and that's going to help with back pain. So again, chest pulling forward and up, feeling the stretch for the back of the right thigh. Abs are engaged. Shoulders relax. And stretching your hamstrings helps to relieve pressure on the low back as well. All right, from here we're going to move into a twist. Keep your body almost exactly the same. You're going to bring your right hand to your right hip though, and then twist to face your chest out toward the right. Legs staying pretty much the same here, just getting a little bit of a twist through your body. And as a result, you're going to notice some stretching through your spine. You might also notice a deeper stretch through the outer right thigh. So, and there you're not actually stretching your IT band. A lot of people think that that's stretching your IT band. What you're stretching there is the vastus lateralis. That is a muscle, or medialis? I gotta check my anatomy. But you're stretching a muscle in your quadriceps. So as we inhale, you're pulling your chest forward and up. As you exhale, maybe straightening that leg a little bit more and twisting back a little bit more with your right shoulder. One more breath here. And then go ahead and bend back into your knee, hands on the blocks. Bring it back up to a warrior one and stand up all the way. All right, nicely done. That's called a sequence. We went through a series of poses, and now we're going to do the other side. We're going to have the left foot forward now. You can position the blocks on either side of your left foot now. Back foot is going to face out 45 degrees, and start with your legs straight. So when you're going into warrior one, I just like to start from a straight leg position. It helps to ensure that you've got proper technique. Squaring your hips forward, making sure that we're pushing into the outer edge and the heel of the back foot, keeping your butt under your torso. Deep breath in. And as you exhale, leading with your hips, kind of pushing your right hip toward your left knee, keeping the hips under the shoulders. You're going to notice that stretch through the front right hip. That's the first part. And you're going to notice, you should notice the weight here in your hips. If you're not noticing the weight in the hips here, you're probably leaning too far forward into your left knee. So for now, keep the knee above the ankle. One other aspect of this is squeezing in toward the midline. So the left leg squeezes back in toward the middle, and the right foot squeezes forward toward the middle. So squeezing your legs toward one another. And then you're going to find that in most lunges in yoga. You're going to bring your arms up. We can do the arms straight up if that feels comfortable, or if it feels better to do goalpost arms, if you feel like you're getting a better stretch with goalpost arms, then you're welcome to do that. Cool thing about doing goalpost arms, as mentioned, it's a little bit more guy-friendly, just because guys tend to be tighter in their shoulders, but it also helps to build strength in your upper back, which is something that we don't do a lot of in yoga because it's mostly pushing focused. So pulling the shoulder blades toward one another, squeezing the elbows back, we get a little bit more upper back action. As you exhale, you can sink deeper into the stretch, but continue to keep the weight in the hips. Also feeling a stretch here through your calf, and your range of motion here might actually be limited by your calf. So if you notice that, that's okay. If you're not feeling too much of a stretch to the hip, that's okay. Just means that you're working a little bit more on calf flexibility. One more breath here. And then release your hands to the block, bringing it into a pyramid position. Pull your chest forward and up, trying to get that back flat. And then just straighten your left leg until you feel a stretch. Now, if you're tight through your hamstrings, you might not actually have to straighten your leg at all. You might be feeling a really deep stretch in your hamstrings with your knee significantly bent. On the other hand, if you're pretty flexible, maybe you straighten the leg all the way and you feel a nice stretch and you can still keep your back flat. But whatever your flexibility level is, make sure that you're keeping your back flat here. There are some variations of pyramid where we round the back, where we kind of fold the chest into the thigh. For now, though, I want you to keep your chest pulling forward and up, protect your spine, and isolate your hamstrings. Continue to breathe in and out of your nose. As you inhale, kind of getting longer, maintaining your height, maintaining good posture. And as you exhale, maybe working a little bit deeper into the stretch. Just one more breath in pyramid. And then moving into a pyramid twist. So most of your body stays the same. Bring your left hand to your left hip. Roll back your left shoulder. Turn to face over toward the left. You're going to feel a deeper stretch through the outer left thigh. Try to keep your hips squared, so don't let your hips come in toward the right. Keep them right in the middle. As you inhale, pull your chest forward and up. As you exhale, maybe twist a little bit deeper. And with the block here, you're using this block for support, okay? Just a little bit of support. Think of it as a training wheels in a way. That's not a good analogy. Think about it as minimal support. So I don't want you dumping your entire body into this, your entire body weight into this. If you want, you can maybe just use your fingertips, and that will prevent you from using it to support yourself entirely. We just want a little bit of support here to make sure that we don't fall over and that we can focus on the proper technique and not have to worry about balance as much. All right, now let's go ahead and release that. Hands back to the block. Bend back into your left knee. Reach your arms back up into a warrior one. And then stand up all the way. All right, that was the end of that sequence. Here we're going to move into a wide-legged position. Bring the block with you to the middle of the mat. Turn your toes slightly in, and turning the toes slightly in here is going to help to protect your knees. You're going to get better engagement through your quadriceps. So toes turn slightly in. Squeeze your thighs. Bend the knees just a little bit. And then I'm going to have you bend over to the left side. So just a wide-legged stretch with a knee bend. And using the block to kind of pull your chest upright. Try to keep your heel pushing down so you feel the weight in your hip and you're not dumping the weight into your knee. And then switch sides, inhaling back to the middle, exhaling to bend into the right knee now, putting that weight in your right hip, pushing down through your right heel. This isn't exactly a yoga posture. This is kind of a blend between a wide-legged forward fold and a warrior two. But that's okay. This is still working on your groin flexibility. We're still working on your mobility and body control. So it doesn't have to be a yoga pose to include it in a workout. Feeling the stretch through the inner left thigh, maybe feeling some ankle work here, hopefully feeling some glute stretching as well, or some glute engagement. All right, bring it back to the middle, and then from here I'm gonna have you make sure that your feet are turned in slightly, and then straighten your legs until you feel a stretch through the backs of the thighs and the inner thighs. Pull your chest forward into this controlled wide-legged forward fold. So again, I like to emphasize pulling your chest forward and keeping it upright because that avoids rounding your back. We do a ton of rounding of the spine whenever we're sitting, so this is trying to counter that. Our goal here is to feel a stretch through the backs of the thighs and the inner thighs. So if you want to go deeper into that stretch, you can straighten your legs more, or you can think about kind of reaching your tailbone up to lengthen the backs of the thighs and the inner thighs. Just make sure that you're not feeling excessive stretching through your lower back. Focus on the thighs, not on stretching your lower back. All right, and then from here, I'm going to have you stand up all the way. So bend your knees a little bit, come back up, and bring your legs back together. We're going to finish off with a deep squat. So putting all of that work we've done, all of the hip work, all of that balance work, all of that core work, putting that together into a deep squat. So I'm going to have you turn your feet slightly out at about shoulder width distant. I want you to focus on staying upright in this deep squat. Keep your heels down. So to get started, chest up, squeeze your butt muscles, take it down into a squat, keeping the heels down. Get your butt back. So make sure that you're not leaning forward and putting all the weight in your knees. Keep your butt back, putting that weight in your hips. Now you might not get that low. Go as low as you can go while keeping your chest upright, your back flat, your knees relatively back, and your heels down. If you notice that your heels start to come off the ground, go up a little bit higher. You're cheating. And then if you can, start to lower yourself deeper into the squat. But make sure that you're keeping the chest upright. If you have your elbows close to your knees, bring your elbows inside your knees, drive your knees out. That's going to help you with your glute engagement here. Notice that I'm keeping my chest upright as much as possible. Okay, so I'm staying tall through my squat. I'm not leaning forward, bringing my hands to the ground, doing a forward fold. I'm keeping myself upright here, leaning back. And again, if you have to bring your hips a little bit higher off the ground to do that, that's fine. This is an active squat, so this is not a passive squat here. We're actually working on strength and mobility. Keeping the chest upright. Push yourself for just 10 more seconds here. Try to put the weight in your hips. Lean back, lift your chest up. 5 more seconds. 3, 2, 1, and then squeeze your butt. Stand up all the way as tall as you can. And release. All right, guys. Whew. That was tough. All right, so that was our workout. That was our Yoga for Men workout, episode 2. If you missed episode 1, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. Go back to the Manful Yoga homepage, youtube.com/manfulyoga, and check out that workout. It's a little bit easier than this one. So if you found this one too challenging, go back and try that one. It might be more your speed. But again, what we're focusing on here is not just stretching. We're doing strength and mobility work, not just stretching and flexibility. If you want to learn more about Manful Yoga, go to my website, manfulyoga.com. Make sure to subscribe, hit the bell button to get notifications for when new videos are released. Like this video if you enjoyed the workout, and leave a comment if you wanted to say something about the workout. Have you done yoga before? Did you find this workout more appropriate for men? Let me know in the comment section. And that's it, guys. So thanks for watching. Looking forward to seeing you on the next workout.